Okay, so I think we're expecting, well, a biotic commune. So probably lots of biotics. And that means, what do we want against them? Well, maybe we fight their crowd control abilities with other crowd control abilities. So we have some of those ourselves. We can definitely provide some of that firepower. Other than that, Liara is certainly the best with all of the other biotic abilities. So she would be an option. Rex, to a certain extent, is an option. We've, for the most part, focused on scaling his combat abilities more so than his biotic abilities, so not great. And then Caden would be, of course, the person who basically brings the same skill set that we bring. We did just recently, upgrade his lift, I think it was, to the maximum level, so, yeah, he's certainly capable of supplying some of that crowd control, though we probably do want to have at least somebody who's moderately skilled from a combat standpoint. So, I'm thinking, let's go Liara. It does make me a little bit nervous, unless we have someone who is a bit tankier than her. So I think for that reason, maybe we go Rex, and that gives us a little bit of a nice in-between, but with him giving some biotics, giving some combat abilities, and just generally being tanky. So then we can provide a little bit of tech as well. So yeah, I think we probably go with this. Let's try this. Okay, and we now got a Metal Exploration 3, I guess, which is an achievement. I guess there's, I thought there's one for visiting, like, 1 or possibly even 3 uncharted worlds, but I didn't realize there were that many. I assume that's what that comes from. But anyways, let's take a look here at what our map looks like. Because, as it turns out, we have, a random anomaly, not too far away. Then we have debris, and we have this biotic compound, which is definitely the place where we're expecting for much of the stuff to go down. So it is on the opposite side here, and this looks like this might actually be a somewhat small planet for us to explore. I do usually like to finish on the thing of note, the most important quest-related thing. So, what with it being on the opposite side, that does make it a little bit tricky, because we can't do our usual loop, at least not without some doubling back. But maybe we just go counterclockwise, which for some reason is always the direction which I choose to go. But let's go counterclockwise, that way we can hit anomaly, debris, and all that stuff before we hit the biotic compound. And then once we've done that, we'll see if there are other things for us to check out on the eastern half of the planet as well. We do also have 10 points, in fact, for Liara and 1 for Rex. So let's just take a look here. Yeah, Rex, like I was saying, we've definitely prioritized the combat abilities because, for the most part, we're providing the biotic abilities ourselves. But on this occasion, I think doubling up on biotics is not a terrible idea. So we probably just throw in another point on throw just to make it a little bit more reliable. So let's do that. Then, for Liara, on your side, we were focusing on Singularity because that is the one biotic ability that you can provide that we cannot. So let's get that one fully upgraded here. And then, I think we just throw in more crowd control related stuff. I'm gonna avoid stasis, because this is actually, I think, well, we're gonna be the stasis specialist eventually once we get enough points to make it happen. But what is your first ability here? Give you a recharge time for biotics, first aid, healing, recharge time of first aid. It's very first aid centric, which I'm not a huge fan of. So I think we do probably, let's see, 9 points. So we focus on these two, possibly even warp. Although we did put a decent amount of points in warp with Rex, right? A decent amount. He's up to advanced at least. But for you, 9 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could definitely do the Master Throw. I think I probably would prefer Master Lift, though, to be honest with you. So, well, Would I? Perhaps not. Let's at least get you up to advanced throw. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could still get all the way up to either the master throw or the master lift here. Take your pick. I guess we'll go throw. Because what we maximize lift. So maybe to distinguish Liara from us a little bit more, we'll prioritize throw with her instead. Okay. Now with 3 points remaining, and we could throw something into barrier just to give you some kind of defensive capabilities here. I mean, just putting 1 might be helpful in that sense, even if we don't intend to go much further along those lines. And then warp actually is another one that we don't have, come to think of it. So that is one way to further differentiate between Liara's biotic abilities and our biotic abilities. It's just increasing the duration here, which is damage over time. 6 damage every second. So yeah, that does, of course, mean that the longer it goes, the more damage is in total, but it's a very low number. Hold on. 8 damage per second, and it's 10 damage per second for a duration of 20 seconds. I mean, it does turn into a pretty significant 200 damage, yes, but it takes so long for that to happen that, at least from a pure damage standpoint, not great, although, the lowering damage protection by such a large number, that's, I think, the real thing, is mostly the debuff that's coming from it. And for that reason, perhaps not a ton of reasons to double down on warp. You kind of want a single warp specialist, and I mean, in some ways, you could say better Liara to be that person than Rex. Yeah, sort of. But, you know, not sure how often we're going to be using those two together. We are now, but still think, generally speaking, we're going to prefer lift. I don't want to go here. Okay. Stick with that. And from a journal standpoint, we, of course, did just get a briefing from Admiral Hackett. So Major Kyle, an Alliance officer who served during the Siege of Torfan, has amassed a small but fanatical group of biotic followers. He's already killed 2 Alliance officials, or at least we strongly suspect that he has, sent to investigate their compound in the Hawking Eda cluster. Go to this place and investigate Major Kyle and his biotic followers. Okay. That sounds good to me. Other thing is just equipment. Rex should be good. Liara, it's been a while since we last used you. Pistol is the most important weapon for you. I think we did just give Caden a pretty solid pistol, so you're stuck at the edge, which is better than what you have right now, but maybe still not great. Biotic Amp, also something we did just give a decent one to Caden, but something that we would like to give a good one to you, because of course that is kind of your thing. And then your armor, well, it's not going to be great. It's not exactly going to be great, I am afraid. Physics threshold, tell you what, on this occasion, getting a better physics threshold is actually significant. Going against biotics, things like hardening and physics thresholds means biotic attacks such as lift and throw are less effective, and we could use something like that. So I think maybe we'll go with Energized Weave on you, and we might want to steal the best one for ourselves here. Just because if we go down, of course, it's game over, and that's not good. So let's go that route. I mean, it works with Rex particularly well because he's perhaps the most likely to actually use the whole smash damage part. But, let's see, do we have a better version or just more of the same? Just more of the same. Okay. So let's stick with that then. And now, let's double check here. Let's throw something in that general direction. We'll head up that way, loop around, and end up at the compound. He says as he starts going in the opposite direction of the mark we just created. Is this the question mark we already knew about? I think it probably is. Is it on this little plateau-y area? No, not exactly. Fortunately, it does seem as though, despite this being a large mountainy area, there is a bit of a natural ramp to it. What is this? Discovery. This cluster of prefab utility shacks has a distinctly ramshackle look to them. Instead of rover tracks lead away over the mountain ridge to the southwest. Over the mountain ridge to the southwest from where we currently are. Okay, well that makes some sense. That either leads us to that anomaly or go further and bought a compound. I mean, that's basically straight southwest of this anomaly, so it's probably referring to that. But, let's see. There is, in fact, anything of note around here. Just to be sure, because there is. This crate. Let's see, I think I like that. We got what could actually potentially be a better pistol for Liara. Actually, that one would be. All those could potentially be. I think we didn't love what we had for her, right? Kind of got some scraps. Probably would actually prefer this, to tell you the truth. I think it's a better manufacturer, but it's a lower level. Only 2 shots before it overheats, though? Yeah, I don't know about that. That makes me a little nervous. Also, she looks like a human when she has the helmet on. Like, you can't even tell that she is sorry. You barely see her face at all. Okay. There's at least something in there. See this one? Malfunctioning object, is it? Yeah, we can take this as well. Kinetic buffer. Oh, I think that's actually... might be exactly the upgrades we were looking for on our armor previously. If not, then it might be energized wheat. Those things are all decent, I think. So let's just take a quick look here. I think it was Liara who drew the short stick. It was energized weave for her. So we at least have a higher level version of that. Otherwise, kinetic buffer, yeah, that's the recharge time, which in more generic circumstances is nice for someone like Liara who uses a lot of abilities. But I think we just upgrade our existing armor by making it a higher tier. Okay. Now let's... You guys okay? Alright then. Now let's head out. And I'm just gonna continue a little bit further in this direction to make sure that we covered everything over here. Although, to tell you the truth, that's not exactly the easiest of barriers for us to go over. I mean, putting our Mako skills to the test here. But it can be done. Can be done. So, is there actually anything on this side? I mean, on occasions such as this, where we put a fair bit of effort into getting up here, I'd rather not just, you know, drop down on a whim and have to redo that. And, you know, we kind of put that marker in the exact corner, I think. As of right now, not seeing anything in that corner other than this is a pretty large, flat area in an otherwise hilly area. You know what that means. We'll go down just to see if there's a pressure maw. Just to check. This is very flat. Gives strong pressure maw vibes. It is very much in the corner. If that is the case, pressure. Perhaps not. get back up this way? Do we even need to? Perhaps not. Perhaps not. Was this even the direction in which we were saying we were going to loop around? Because I feel like it's not. Oh, no, it is. It is. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to hit this debris and this anomaly. Probably don't need to be quite this close to the edge of the world. Yeah, there's the debris. Okay. But that is going to require that we get up here a bit and look at that view. That is pretty cool. And in fact, you can even see, remember we were hearing from the, reading, technically Vids, from the entry on that planet there, one that is the primary planet. We are, of course, on its moon right now, but that there's some kind of significant weapon that left a huge mark on the side of the planet, and you can see it. Okay, I would rather not just, like, have momentum / gravity take us over here.
Back, Commander. You're going beyond the range of the operational area.
I mean, I know, but at the same time, how do I not right now? It's like, we're kind of stuck. Hold on. Mako magic. We can do it. It's all about the angles, but there you can see there's basically a huge scar on the planet. Presumably, that is the thing that they are referring to. Okay, now that's not good. That's not good. Hold on. Hold on. Let's get up here where it's a little less steep, and then let's change the angle a little bit. Try pointing more to the left, because I think that's a little bit less going back into the red area. And look at that. Now we're totally fine. Is this thing actually up here, though? If it is, then I don't want to just drop down for nothing. Well, there's certainly something there. That might be the primary thing we're looking for. No, that might be the anomaly. Oh no, we're looking in that direction. Yeah, that is the biotic compound there. What we're looking for is something over here. Alright, well, Geronimo. Down we go. Head first at that. We actually did take some damage from that. We can take fall damage. Not a lot. As you can see, you know, we did just fall a lot. But, yeah, we just got a little bit of a bruise on the nose. Okay, check this out. This looks like technically a hard one. That looked like for a second there's beginnings of an opening. Ah, so close. Hold on, I don't want to be there. I want to be here. Okay, shield modulator. Incendiary rounds, sure. There's supposed to be, actually 2 question marks right over here, right next to each other. What are they? Well, I think they were whatever the things were that previous spot were alluding to, where it said, some tracks leading in this general direction. What could it possibly be? What might you find? I mean, this is not the secret thing. Come on, Mako. I know you can make it over this. Alright, I'll change the angle slowly but surely to increase the probability of being able to ascend. There we go. And then we just go through the moguls, is all. Once we've done that, we get to see whatever it was this was referring to. Oh! Like, more salvage of some variety, ancient debris. And potentially something in there as well. Hold on. Not sure we want to fall into that, is the only thing. Let's maybe do a bit of a loop. Like so. Okay. We got this. And we got that. Doesn't look good. start here. Cover this artifact. Like so. Current insignia recovered. Digging under the beacon revealed a piece of scrap metal, likely from a very old freighter. It was marked on one side with the Macedon outpost insignia. Okay. Then we head in here, and we see the dead guy, and we shoot the dead guy, and then we check out the wrecked mining vehicle. The front of the rover is crumpled from an impact. Glance inside tells you the occupants, probably a team of illegal wildcat miners, are dead. Debris is still sliding down the furrows left by its tires, silent in the near vacuum atmosphere. Okay. So we did hear a bit about that previously, that, well, people were trying to mine this place because it has some very valuable resources, but far easier said than done. And so, well, there is the proof. And now we have the commune we saw a little bit of before. I think that may be where we head next, unless we want to make a point of going a little bit beyond / around it to explore everything else first. We just take a look at our map here. So that's the compound. And then the places we haven't been yet are basically all these areas here. So I think it probably just makes the most sense to go down to the compound and then explore the eastern half of the planet after that. Let's just put our marker there as well, for what it's worth. It's actually not the one I was starting to drive for. So yes, good thing we did put the marker there, otherwise I think we were going to be heading back over to the debris that we were looking at previously. Oh, look at that. Okay, so compound is over where exactly? Further than I thought, in fact. Is this the thing that I saw before when we were elevated like that, or was it just that we were so high up that we could see extremely far? Perhaps? Because this is far enough away that I feel like it's not the same thing. I feel like perhaps the thing that I was seeing now are not going to get the chance to further investigate, or at least that's my fear, but hopefully this is in fact the place in question. Okay, so like this, not a good idea. Going straight up with the Mako, never the most effective strategy. Unless, well, at least not for steep inclines. And same story here, otherwise you will have that happen. Either we take a different angle of approach, or we take a different angle with the Mako. Like this should be easier to get up. Now we're talking. Can we do this? I don't know if we can do that. It does look like this place is at or near the top of this mountainy thing. So presumably does mean we need to make some kind of ascent here. So we didn't want to fall down there, but we hopefully are still good now. I've got some minerals right next to the place, for what it's worth. Well, that's probably the minerals right there. And then here is definitely the compound. It's just that we were seeing it from a different angle, maybe? Maybe that was it? Because, quite open from the other side, and maybe we can see it from long distance in that case, but, let's see. Might even go for the minerals first. Either way, I think we're not going to want to approach from the backside. Does probably facilitate going here, and this looks awfully gold. Is it actually gold? It is gold. Well, I mean, they were saying there's a bunch of valuable resources here. And it's hard to get those resources. That is a ginormous deposit of gold. I mean, it's like size of the Mako, if not bigger. And, you know, on Earth, I mean, you're talking like tiny. This one chunk of gold would still be astronomically valuable. To get something this big is just absurd. I probably could have made that there. Hold up. This works too. It successfully surveyed a large deposit of gold. Large is an understatement. So it is still worth the same amount as any other resource that we can pick up. So it's not any different just because it's gold, but of course, you know, we can pretend it is. So here is the compound. And let's hop out here and let's save. Because this is potentially a bit of a tricky mission. As you might have been able to guess based on the preview that Admiral Hackett was giving us before we headed down here. There are absolutely, well, let's just say there are a few ways this can go down. And ideally, we keep things relatively under control. As Admiral Hackett was saying, this guy is, it would appear to be rather mentally unstable. Socially destructive, if he's, you know, mind controlling a bunch of people to basically treat him as a god. But can we actually convince him to stand down and be peaceful? That remains to be seen.
This is a private sanctuary. Outsiders are not welcome here.
I would like to see Major Kyle.
I need to talk to the man in charge. It's important.
Father Kyle wants nothing more to do with the Alliance.
But see, I'm here to help you.
I want this to end peacefully. If he doesn't see me, people could get hurt.
We won't let you take Father Kyle away. He protects us. We need him.
He needs our assistance, is the thing. He needs our help.
The Alliance wants someone to pay for those murders. Let me speak to Major Kyle, and maybe I can find some way to help you all get out of this alive.
Wait. Father Kyle will speak with you.
Oh.
Head to the building at the far end of the compound. He'll meet you there.
Oh. Okay. Interesting. So, check out our journal here. So, Major Kyle, the Alliance officer who served during the Siege of Torfan, has amassed... we've read about this part. But make your way through the compound to find Major Kyle and see if he can be reasoned with. Actually... we can't... Can we zoom in further? We can. It's still directing us to the same building here, or... There is, this spot with... that little entrance there, it would seem. I think that is actually the place where we go. But, could be wrong about that. Enter building. Yeah. I think we go through here, but, I think this is also, if I remember correctly, this may be one of the buggier side quests. So if you do things sort of in an unusual order, or you go to the actual building, that if you go to the wrong building, not the one that he's telling you to go to, then things might not play out the way they would seem to be heading based on what the conversations have, the direction the conversations went in. But I think this is still the right place. So, here's a science station. And that is the sanctuary over there, which I would have to imagine is the place we are trying to get to here. So, maybe we, just casually put our guns away and pretend that nobody going to hurt anybody. Bodic cultists, they are absolutely wielding weapons.
We can't trust the Alliance.
But, at least, as of right now, appear to be relatively peaceful.
Biotics can feel safe here.
That's cool. Maybe don't bother the weapons, though. I just wanted to see if you had any, like, lootable stuff here. Maybe don't get mad at me for kind of sort of stealing it from you, because that is basically what we would be doing in that situation. But, it's good stuff that we would like to have, because, we're an important inspector who has a dangerous business to attend to. But, so, in case you couldn't imagine it, yeah, so if you don't go with the charm route, then, or I think there was also an intimidate option, then these biotic cultists, they aren't just going to be chilling, walking around here. They're going to be quite mad at you. They are going to be trying to kill you. And there are a lot of them. And this is a relatively small, tightly crammed space, as is often the case when we are dealing with biotics, of course, and that just further exacerbates the difficulty of dealing with them. Hold up real quick. This is the kind of thing we're looking for right here. Right here. Right. Hold on. Right here. Okay. Would like any of that stuff? That assault rifle I think is decent. I think all that other stuff was the lowest level or the lowest tier manufacturers. That's some med kits here. We don't need any additional Metagel at the moment, so in case things go sour, here we keep that unused in case perhaps there may be need for it later on. We shall see. The game has decided to tab out. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, so expecting the sanctuary over there, where presumably Major Kyle is, that would be my guess at least. This is not the side with Major Kyle in it. It means more biotic cultists, but perhaps more goodies for us, like a technician kit, which has some armor upgrades, actually level 6 in that case, which we are not seeing many of those. So that's absolutely good stuff. And there's a malfunctioning object we can loot over here. Let's nab this. Magnetic stabilizers, that's an okay weapon upgrade. And then shredder rounds, very useful for anti-human or other organic setup. So now, let's see if we can chat it up with this Major Kyle. Father Kyle.
I am Major Kyle. I know why you've come. We have no quarrel with you. Why can't you just leave us alone?
Where are the people who were supposed to be investigating here? Because, you say you have no quarrel with us, but then again, if you murdered 2 people, then we kind of have a quarrel with you.
What happened to those other Alliance officers? The ones who came before me?
They wanted to take me away from here. They wanted me to abandon this place, turn my back on my family. They spoke blasphemy. I did what I could to make their end quick and painless.
Yeah, but
you're
saying you killed them.
It was necessary to protect my children. Only I can keep them safe.
Yeah, so, becoming a cult leader, it's kind of different. I wouldn't exactly say you're keeping them safe as much as you're brainwashing them to live on this remote little planet in this compound with you.
The Alliance sent me to bring you in, Major. Can't you see this has gotten out of hand? Don't you understand you're endangering your followers?
I respect that you have come under a banner of peace, but I cannot do as you ask. If you take away their father, my children will be helpless.
So, I don't know how many charm points it takes, / intimidate points it takes to do this option. I think it's actually quite high. We have invested a lot in it. Obviously, that's why we can do it. But this is, if you rush this quest, difficult to make this work. So for that reason, potentially worth waiting this one out a little bit so that you can actually do this. Otherwise, things go very, very differently, as we were saying before. You could probably imagine.
You ordered your followers to kill those Alliance investigators. You must face the consequences of your actions. Do you really want your children to suffer for your sins too?
No, this was my fault. My children are innocent, pure. Please, I never meant for this to happen. I'm sorry.
All right, that went remarkably well. I suppose, yeah, you did get quite the system set up here, what with, you know, them basically treating you like a god, so this may not be easy for you, but it's the right thing to do.
You're doing the right thing, Major. Your children will be better off for it. Come on.
Wait, if my children see you taking me away, they won't understand. They will attack, and you will be forced to kill them all.
Okay,
You have
so let's
shown me
not
the
do
error
that.
of my ways, Commander. Now you must give me time to explain it to them. It is the only way they will understand. Please, give me 1 hour. After that, I will meet the Alliance authorities at the gates of my compound and surrender without violence. I give you my word.
Okay, so then we can be like, no way. I don't trust you. And, you know, probably means we still go kablama blama and we'd start killing everybody in here, which, you know, is not ideal. You know, you could make the case was perhaps the most likely outcome, but I think we give him the chance here. You know, I think he's done the hard part and admitted to the error of his ways, and does that mean for certain that he's actually going to follow through on his promise? Well, I mean, we could chill here for an hour. I mean, we still got the eastern part of the planet we got to explore, right? I'm sure by the time we get back, he'll be ready. If not, then in that case, we might take a more direct approach.
I'm going to trust you. If you betray that trust, you and all your children will suffer.
I will not betray you, Commander. Thank you for this.
Your pilot can ask Alliance Command to send a patrol to collect Major Kyle. I just hope you know what you are doing, Shepard.
You should return to the Normandy and notify the Alliance of Kyle's surrender. They'll want to dispatch a ship to take him into custody. I mean, they have an Alliance ship here right now. We can take him into custody if, you know, you just like, we just chill for a little bit, basically.
Those other men from the Alliance tried to kill Father Kyle.
Yeah, you know, you're probably not terribly pleased about that.
We can't trust the Alliance.
Can we actually say anything else to Major Kyle if we talk to him again?
I will surrender myself to the Alliance outside the compound gates in 1 hour, Commander. I give you my word.
Alright.
Can ask Alliance Command to send a
Alright,
patrol
they are.
to
We
collect Major Kyle.
did get that
I
before.
just hope you know
But
what you are doing, Shepard.
So. Oh, yes, okay, and you'll give me this prompt again. Sure. So, I do believe we've looted just about everything in here. I mean, there's a chance there's something missed just because a lot of angles compute. There are these power junctions. I do not dare shoot them, or it may result in them starting to attack us. Oh, look at this. We missed this. Okay, sure. We'll nab it. A little bit of money as well. Technically speaking, like I said, I think this is actually one of the buggier missions, and so it might actually be possible to basically have Father Kyle, or Major Kyle, surrender like this, and then do something to make these cultists mad at you, like, say, blow up one of those power cables, or, I don't know if you could I'd actually be able to shoot them right now, but, so you might be able to still do something like that, and technically you still get experience from fighting them, and get experience from, telling Major Kyle to surrender. So there's perhaps some opportunity to milk some additional monies and experience and stuffs out of that, but I think we'll pass on that for now. There will be other opportunities in which I think we'll experiment a bit and see if there are some old things that used to be possible to get, well, infinite experience and infinite monies, and see if those still work. But that'll be on a later date. Okay, so I think we still want to explore a little bit more around here. What is that? That's just a random, relatively large, glowy star that I think is sort of on the edge of the horizon. So it looks like it was perhaps something of note that we could have visited, but I don't believe it is. So what we still have here is basically any and everything on this side. So let's just mark that real quick. And let's get on up here. And we did get a journal update. I mean, it's suppose we can double check that. Of course, it's just going to be for what we did. Major Kyle. That means... So, Admiral Hackett needs to be informed so that he can arrange for a team to arrest Major Kyle. Hopefully, Major Kyle will be, equally responsive to the other Alliance group that they send out here. Because, of course, we know what happened to the first group. We were much more fortunate. But if they send another group of people not named Commander Shepard, are they capable of handling this situation at this stage? I mean, I'd hope so. I would hope that we've set them up enough for success. Then again, I mean, they are a group of crazy cultists, so can't really be sure these days. There is now a new mineral deposit that we did not know existed, so why don't we make a point of nabbing that? Where are you exactly? Get up this angle. I think that'll make it a little bit easier for us. Actually, no, hold on. Don't make go. No, we don't need to go up this one. This should do. It's right down here, actually. We'll just plunge directly into it. Nosedive. We'll continue to nosedive into it. I'm assuming we can't get out of the Mako at the moment. It's kind of hard to go in reverse and turn in this situation, if you know what I mean. It's a little difficult to... we could use our little jump to get out of it, but yeah, we're fine. We're fine. I wasn't worried. And neither were you, I'm sure. Although I was worried when I saw Rex do that. And Liara. Like, maybe don't just hang on to that ledge by bouncing on your toes. That seems like that's asking for trouble. That's just me. Okay, so we got some uranium. Then, I think we just basically keep on going in this direction, see if we happen across any more of those minerals. I think that's probably the most likely thing for us to find at this stage when it comes to random exploration in the area. And we did set up a rough guideline with our custom marker there. That's the arrow you're seeing pointing us further in this general direction. Could basically take us to the edge of the map, and that's more or less what we're looking to do here, is just verify that we did not miss anything big. There's nothing in the corner itself. And once we have done that, which we practically have done, I'd like to not have to drop down all the way so that we can avoid having to climb back up. Yeah, I think that just about confirms it. Let's not go down there. Let's stay on higher ground. Now we're looking for... Let's just change this marker here a bit. We just nabbed that. Let's go higher up here, because, yeah, we just haven't done the eastern side much at all. And see, this is the good way. When you got the elevation already, you know, you'll run over the occasional bump along the way, but you don't have to get slowed down much by trying to traverse 80 or 90 degree angles. Oh, what do we have here? Some enemies of some variety, more or less straight ahead. Not sure what the deal is there. They're far enough away from the compound, you would think they're not associated with that. It does appear as though there's some kind of... yeah, stuff going on over there. They have taken notice. They are all dead. They did, however, land a rocket on us. But, you know, they're all just kind of standing right next to each other. Couldn't pass up that opportunity. Is there anything down here? Or or is it just those random dudes who I do believe they obviously gave us experience, but I think they also gave us some equipment as well. Take a quick look. Yeah. Got an assault rifle. Don't think it's really one that we particularly like, but so be it. Let's carry on. That one didn't even have any type of marker at all, even once we found it. That's a little strange. That's definitely more on the unusual side. Any signs of anything down there? Not that we can tell from here. Oh, hold on. You know about this X? I don't think we do. I don't think we do. Did we save after Major Kyle stuff? Because if we didn't, then we should probably do that. Especially in case something goes down here. What is this? Even directing us toward. This is kind of Thresher Mall like this area. I'd say this part definitely is. Yep. Suspicion confirmed. Well, we just ate all of that. And that. Let's maybe do some repairs real quick. Means we're not going to be able to shoot you right now. Fortunately, as much as I would like to. First, reverse. One hop this time. Two hops this time. Crisscross. Okay, he's going down. Probably coming after us here. Not really, though. Not exactly, what we see. Now he's... That's more like it. That's more what we expect. Boom! Okay, no, we're doing this now. Still don't really get this. For the most part, I just ignore the Feely tentacle things when they pop up. And just go straight to trying to kill the Thresher Maw itself. I don't like being exposed to us where you can so easily just nail us with all the projectiles. Because that feels like that's not a good idea. If you could just like pop up and do that, so we can go back to doing this, that would be lovely. Almost got you here. Now it's down. Okay. Huge experience, huge monies. You know, what is market? Just a Thresher Maw nest, which usually does not get marked. Usually does not get marked. And despite us being here, I mean, all we can see is the Mako right now. So, yeah, that's a strange one. I wonder if that was technically not supposed to be marked at all on the map. Either on the map when you open it up from the menu or on our mini-map in the bottom right corner, and it just so happens that they forgot to hide it or something like that. And only for that reason does it still show up. And there are actually some planets. And by some planets I mean possibly one planet. Or at least one planet. Maybe two. On which there are two Thresher Maws. This is a pretty large area here. Here, speaking of large areas, we're outside of the scope of the world. It's a relatively large area where it looks Thresher Maw nest-like. Data? Hold on. Data? Yes. X that we know about? Okay. So that should mean we've explored much of what there is to explore here. One exception being maybe a more or less straight south shot from where we currently are. I mean, that's sort of where the Thresher Maw nest was to a certain extent. We've obviously been at that previous X that we see on our map right now, but just doing a little check to see if there's anything that is nestled in between the areas that we've looked at previously. there anything here? I mean, any area, as I've said before, that is relatively flat and open, especially in spaces where it's usually all mountainous like this, gives off the pressure mob vibes. I don't think this is a place where we run into two of them. Yeah, and here we see the deposit that we've already encountered. So I think that's probably all the confirmation we need if we just take a look at our map here. Yeah, we've basically looked at everything here now. So I think we are probably set to return to the Normandy here. Okay, and remember, we are supposed to let Admiral Hackett know what we did with Major Kyle. And usually the way that works is basically as soon as we open our galaxy map, we automatically punch in his digits, give him a call.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Or he does that to us.
Admiral Hackett here, Commander. Your helmsman just forwarded your report on Major Kyle. We sent
one that we just filed in 30 seconds.
Kyle's followers have disbanded, and the Major surrendered to us without incident. We'll make sure he gets the help he needs. To be honest, Shepard, I thought this thing was going to end in a bloodbath. I don't know how you did it, but you saved a lot of lives. Congratulations.
Nice. Mission accomplished. So like I said, I think there may technically be a way in which to do the quote-unquote peaceful approach and not have it seem as though you don't actually kill anyone, and then even after doing that, still fighting people, making them mad at you, and, you know, killing them and getting experience and money and potentially equipment from doing so, and sort of getting the best of both worlds. That may be possible. We didn't go that route, but in theory, I mean, if that is possible, it may be on the Mass Effect wiki, or you can probably Google it if that is the case. But yeah, I think, you know, if we are truthfully just taking one of those two approaches, then absolutely would have preferred to go the actually be peaceful and not kill people who don't need to be killed approach. So yeah, I think I stand by that one at the very least. And we can even take a quick look at our journal is probably now just going to say that it is complete, right? We're not going to say too much of particular interest at this stage. I don't remember which... Oh, Major Kyle. Well, yeah, that's probably the one it is. Managed to convince Major Kyle to surrender peacefully. He now faces a military tribunal, but you saved many lives, including his, through your actions. Yeah, and the other thing is that, you know, so what happens if you do somehow, and again, I may be totally making this up, but I think there might be that way to basically still make it seem as though you went the peaceful route while also getting the chance to fight all those biotics. And I think in that case that Admiral Hackett will still give you that call and make it sound like you spared everyone, didn't kill them, and the journal entry may also suggest the same thing, because you basically, as soon as you make that decision in that dialogue option with Major Kyle, the game sort of locks in, okay, this is what you did. But then that means that if you proceed to do anything after that that would contradict what you had in that conversation, the game doesn't even remember that, doesn't acknowledge it, so that's why you can kind of do both, potentially. Again, I might be wrong, but I have the vaguest of memories from years ago that might have been a thing.